What if you could make life as exciting as a movie? Well, you can. No more boredom, no more having nothing to do, no more waiting for something to happen.
So we decided to fly out someone who's friends with Michelle Obama, Ellen, and Mr. Beast to get her to tell her secrets of living life like a movie.
So how do you stop living the boring life you're living now and start living the exciting life you wish you had? Well, to understand this, you have to take a look at what makes a bad movie.
I'm gonna use this movie as a perfect example. Truman is living in a town with his perfect life, amazing job, and beautiful wife. But there's something odd about the town, and he can't put his finger on it. Everything in his life seems to be some type of coincidence. The cars move at the exact time every day. His dad looks exactly like some homeless dude he saw, and even the weather is weird. Okay, this one's just a little bit too obvious. But then he realizes it's more than a coincidence. His world is a lie. Everybody in his life is a paid actor, and they're being casted to a television show, and Truman is the only person that isn't an actor. Truman slowly realizes this and goes on a mission to escape the town, which is inside a giant dome. The only problem is that he may not be able to escape. If he tries to leave, there's super bad traffic or even fires on the road. It seems impossible because his world is against him. Then he comes up with a brilliant plan. Sail to the edge of the dome to escape. And that's exactly what he does. None of the actors notice this at first because it's midnight, but eventually, the director of the Truman Show sees this and creates a horrible storm for Truman to make sure he doesn't escape. Truman is fighting for his life and is about to reach the end of the dome. The director, who controls the dome, even implies that he might have to kill Truman. The director knows that millions of viewers will stop watching if Truman escapes. Truman finally reaches the edge of the dome and he sees the door to exit. As he's about to escape the world that has been a lie his whole life to finally start having freedom over everything. Imagine if he just pulled out his phone and started scrolling on TikTok for a few seconds, then minutes, then hours. That was pretty boring, wasn't it? Then he puts his phone away, returns to his mission, and eventually escapes the dome, the lie that he has been living his entire life. Notice how the only part where Truman wasn't working towards solving some kind of problem, that was the boring part. If you want to make a movie interesting, have a problem always being solved, especially problems that would get you closer to your dream life if you solve them. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, let's say you're a skinny dude, you wish you had that Greek physique, summer body, summer abs. If you solve that problem by working out, you are getting closer to your dream life because you're building that aesthetic physique.
But this is where you have to be very careful. You don't want to pick the wrong problem or else your entire life will be ruined. And it all starts with Southwest Airlines.
For centuries, mankind dreamed of flying.
A few decades ago, Southwest Airlines became the best airline in the world when everyone else was failing, and it was simply because they hired cheerleaders. Eventually, Southwest rose to the top of the charts. Every airline company was like, what the heck, bro, that's easy, let me try. So the airline companies began to try it, and they thought that the problem was that their employees weren't wearing cheerleader outfits, because clearly that's the problem, right? Well, none of them worked. They seem to have picked the wrong problem. So what did Southwest Airlines actually do to become so successful?
I got a 9 a.m. flight.
No problem.
Good.
What airline?
Alaska.
Alaska.
Southwest first asked themselves, why are the sales so low? They thought that their plane greeters were just too lame, so it was making customers feel unappreciated. The solution? Hire only super preppy people to greet customers when they get on a plane. They knew that if they made their employees wear cheerleader outfits, only cheerleaders would apply for the job, and that's exactly what happened. These cheerleaders hyped up the customers when they got on the plane, and the customers kept wanting to use Southwest every single time they traveled. This was all because Southwest Airlines started with why. They picked the problem of having boring employees, and the solution was exciting cheerleaders. So why did I say that your life would be ruined if you don't pick the right problem? Well, let's say that your problem is that you are bored all the time. What's the solution? Go on Instagram and TikTok to instantly make you less bored all day, every day. But if you start with why, you'll ask yourself, why am I bored? The answer is that you aren't. You simply have nothing to do. So what's the next move? You have to figure out your purpose before it's too late, or else a year from now, you'll still be stuck scrolling on TikTok and Instagram and not move anywhere in life at all.
So how do you find your purpose? So like we said earlier, we flew out someone who's friends with Ellen, Michelle Obama, Mr. Beast, and Mr. Beast's friends.
Hey, we're in a Mr. Beast challenge. Look who it is.
But she also travels the world and acts in famous Netflix shows like Grey's Anatomy. So we just asked her, okay, how can people our age, 16, 17 years old, start living life like a movie? And this is what she revealed.
So Bubba was forced to move to California because her wife Annie got a job there, and this is what happened.
So I'm sitting on the couch and I realized that I really had no plan, and it was, what am I going to do? I'm bored. I don't know anybody. I don't know how to get anywhere. I thought about it and said, you know, I've got to do something about this. I can't live the next year on the couch. So I just did a little research, found out that I could do a background acting, which is no acting. And I thought, you know, that might be fun just to sit in an audience and either be part of a show, be in the audience for a game show, and get paid for it. So when Annie came home from work that day, I said, guess what? She said, what? I said, I applied for Backstage today and I got a job offer. She said, what do you mean you got a job offer? And I said, yeah, they want me to sit in this audience, you know, at this game show, and they'll pay me. That's easy. And I said, yeah, so I don't have to do anything, you know, just sit there. By the end of that year, I had been on over 20 shows. The more I did, the more I was sort of brought to the front. That just led from just sitting in an audience and asking to be a part of this painting class for Warner Brothers, which actually was something to do with the Ellen Show, a skit in which I met Ellen DeGeneres and then Michelle Obama, to recently being asked if I wanted to be part of Mr. Beast and be part of a challenge.
So pretty much Bubba got off her butt and started doing something. That's how her life turned into a movie. You can't just sit on your sofa all day, be on TikTok, and expect your life to change. But there's something we didn't tell you, because you may not want to find your purpose. This entire video we've been convincing you to find it, but there's something you might have missed. And if you realize this, you'll know there's a life outside of TikTok and scrolling on Instagram all day. One day, me and PJ were sitting at an ice cream place, just chilling and eating ice cream. We'd already been on self-improvement, working out, reading books, meditating, all this kind of stuff, and we wanted to take it to the next level. Just not that level, by starting a business together. We really didn't know what kind of business to start. We're like, okay, maybe we can sell tutoring lessons to kids, scam them, or maybe we can like do this and all that. And at one point we settled on, why not start a YouTube channel? And here's the result. One that has the perfect angle, the one that makes your jawline look so nice. Oh, I got nice. Ooh. Well, of course we got a little bit better than that, and soon we started editing, adding more stuff, and just improving it over time, because we felt like it was our passion, our goal, our purpose. So why did we say you may not want to find your purpose? Well, if we got stuck on deciding whether we should start a tutoring website or if we should start a YouTube channel, we would have never started at all. Because we started, YouTube became our passion. But what action do you have to take to really magically find your purpose, and where do you really start? Well, the first step lies in the habits we give throughout this video right here.